Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand. Al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
How you doing, my friends? You're listening to The ProBoh Show on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. How you doing out there, guys? This is a show, a daily show, as you know, if you're a regular listener, joined or in collaboration with the wonderful live audience, which today includes Born to Iron Man, Mr. Cruzando, Eugene Vero, just an international grab bag of an amazing people. If you want to join them, you can join them on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. We produce the show live every morning from Madrid in the heart of Spain, indeed the heart of Europe. For our international listeners, it's currently 8:30 a.m. Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How are you doing out there, friends? If you want to interact with the show outside of its live broadcast, you can do that on my Instagram, which is @ProfessionalBohemian, or you can join me on my Discord server, along with a bunch of other great people. There we stream, we play games, we chat, we interact, so you can join us there. End of promotional nonsense. How are we doing out there, friends? Good. It's a good unpopular opinion today. But I'll get to that in a second. I have thoroughly tortured the elves this morning, and they've created an amazing show for us today. Today's 100 Humans is going to be a bit of a surprise for later. But in today's Complete the News, we're going to look at what more than half of people. How do I give a clue for this? We'll find out who's concerned about vaccines. There you go. In today's Complete the News. Today's 100 Humans is... today's unpopular opinion is human beings are not special. Interpret that as you will. Human beings, they're not special. Of course, I asked people on my Instagram and they voted. I'll give you the results of that vote in a second. But friends, I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. Good morning, Maine, joining us all the way from the Netherlands. How are you doing? So it's September, guys. We're on the doorway to September, and I can tell. Because whereas I've had a month of August with no bother, with just being able to grind and work with no interruptions, today, in the Spanish phrase, people are touching my eggs. It's 8:30 in the morning. I've already received like 4 messages with work stuff. Oh, give me a break, friends. Give me a break. Hopefully you're not suffering the same thing. Let's take a look at some news, shall we? Let's dig into some entertainment news, shall we? As Marvel's VFX staff. VFX is a shorthand for saying visual effects or special effects. As Marvel's VFX staff seeks to unionize, buscan sindicalizarse. Is that right? Sindicalizarse? I don't know in Spanish, you tell me. Employees make claims about how the company has become the McDonald's of content. So here we go. This is coming from cinemablend.com. Marvel Studios visual effects, VFX, special effects, efectos speciales, I think you might say in Spanish, right? Or efectos visuales. One of the two. So Marvel Studios visual effects employees are pushing to unionize. Seeking better working conditions, wages, and benefits. I mean, one thing I think we can all agree on, those earlier Marvel movies seem to have better visual effects than the new ones. Don't you think? I don't know. For me, at least. Amid this movement, some employees have voiced concerns about the company's work environment, with one individual likening Marvel's production approach to the McDonald's of content. Is this a surprise to anyone? Has Marvel not been like the McDonald's of content since Iron Man, since the first movie? And stop dissing on McDonald's. I like McDonald's, yo. I like McDonald's. I like Burger King. There's nothing wrong with a quick snack entertainment. Not everything has to be life-changing. But anyway. So this statement suggests that projects are being rushed with less attention to detail to meet the increasing demand for content. Do you remember when we used to see movies as an art form? Before we referred to everything as content? Oh, I just find that just such an ugly word nowadays. If I were a filmmaker... I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. There is a big difference between the movies Christopher Nolan makes and the movies Marvel are making. All right? I mean, that's not to throw shade. That's not to insult Marvel movies. I mean, they have their place. But we have heard these reports about people in the visual effects industry increasingly dissatisfied with their treatment at the hands of Marvel Studios and Disney. So seeking to unionize, let's see if that solves their problem, hopefully. Good morning, MJ Symbol. Efectos especiales or efectos visuales. You can say both. Thank you, Vero.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
McDonald's is also doing the bleep, the crap of our special sauce is seen in the movies. And it's just the exact same sauce as always. But it's been seen in a movie or a series once. McDonald's uses it. Oh, I did not know that. There you go. So here we go. Over 50 visual effects professionals from Marvel are looking to be represented by the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, which is a big union. Some critics and fans have noticed a decline in the quality of visual effects in recent Marvel films, supporting claims made by the employees. Have you noticed that, live audience? Have you noticed that the quality of Marvel's visual effects have suffered? I kind of have, I'll be honest. But I mean, for me, I was raised in the 80s. I mean, anything that they do nowadays is impressive for me. I think you have to have a very technical eye to spot these kind of, you know, the weird special effects, idiosyncrasies, the kind of the things that people are picking up on. For me, it's not such a big deal. But what is a big deal when you're forcing people to work extra hours with the threat of losing their jobs? I mean, we've heard quite a few horror stories coming out of the Marvel VFX studios. Let's take a quick look at the chat. Born to Iron Man says, Rob, you thank yourself for touching your eggs. Listen to Siniestro Total because they feel sorry for themselves because they can't do it. Okay. Thank you, BTI. So there you go. Marvel's VFX staff looking to unionize for better working conditions. What is happening in Hollywood, man? It seems like there's a reckoning happening in Hollywood right now. You know, we have striking writers and actors. We have VFX studios or VFX professionals starting to unionize. How long has this been a problem? Is this an ongoing problem? Let's see. Let's see, my friends. I want to touch on a piece of news that if this isn't covered today in every major news outlet, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. So NPR, The Record, and Politico have all touched on stories regarding Facebook. Facebook, or Meta, the parent company, has disrupted what it identifies as the largest covert online influence operation. This influence operation has been linked to Chinese law enforcement. An influence operation, or this particular influence operation, is a bunch of fake. I mean, when I say a bunch, I mean in the thousands of fake profiles on Meta. Although, if you read all three articles, it kind of highlights a larger problem where these accounts or other accounts are also popping up on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, on Reddit, disseminating information in favor of the creators of the content. Basically, fake information designed to change opinions and influence people's thought process. So here we go. This operation disseminated pro-China narratives and targeted critics of Beijing's policies via a vast network of fake accounts spread over 50 websites, including major social media platforms. Although these fake accounts extensively posted content, they failed to garner substantial following of real users, with most interactions coming from other fake accounts. Yeah, I mean, this... Isn't that Facebook now? It's just a bunch of fake accounts talking to each other. And then Meta also took action against a Russian influence campaign titled Doppelganger, which aimed to undermine support for Ukraine, creating counterfeit websites mimicking established news organizations. Both operations have been extending their reach to smaller platforms, possibly in a response to increased scrutiny by major social media networks. Well done, Facebook. It's not often, or well done, Meta. Not often we get to say that, right? Meta cracking down on fake news, fake profiles, fake information being disseminated in the interests of disinformation, propaganda, as you might want to call it. It'd be interesting to see if that can, if as opposed to only focusing on Chinese and Russian influence, they could work on our own domestic problems, right? The dissemination of fake information from our own countries, that would be nice too. If you get a second, Facebook, to look at that, that would be nice. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy tells his staff it's probably not going to work out unless they visit the office at least 3 days a week. Woo! So yeah, another story here about the pushback against working from home. I'm interested to take your temperature on this. We may do the working from home topic again. So the CEO de Amazon dice a sus empleados probablemente no funcionará si no van a la oficina 3 días a la semana. Probably not going to work out unless you come to the office at least 3 days a week. So Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has stated that employees should be prepared to work in the office at least 3 days a week, making it the company's official policy. Jassy expressed his frustration in an internal meeting, emphasizing that remote work, or working from home, is not aligned with Amazon's culture of collaboration and learning. The announcement follows similar moves from tech giants like Google and Meta. How do you guys feel about this? Like, I'm an employee that goes to work in the office every single day, with the exception over the summer, where I've kind of been forced to work from home. But I don't understand how big tech employees have garnered this special treatment for so long. Like, most of it, my mother works in the checkout of a supermarket. She's not working from home. Most of us don't work from home. And the fact that I read time on time, where was this from? This is from The Guardian. These news stories that kind of, they kind of hold up these bosses of big tech who are asking their employees to come back into the office as monsters. And I kind of see the common sense of it. I have issues with the whole philosophy of working from home. I do believe that people work, and in some cases, they may be more productive. But in terms of collaboration, I don't think you can collaborate the same way when you work from home. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that certainly is my hot take on the issue. Okay, guys, that's the news for today. Let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, what is an unpopular opinion? It's a brain fart, un pedo cerebral, un pedo mental. I share it with you on my social media. You guys vote on it there, and we discuss it here. The final decision makers are our live audience, as always. And today's unpopular opinion is human beings are not special. El ser humano no es especial. Or los seres humanos no son especiales. I don't know, however you want to say it. Human beings are not special. What did they say on Instagram? Let's find out. Okay, so I made the statement, human beings are not special, and they said, 62% true. Not the most conclusive result. Now we got 100% yesterday. I want that every day. So human beings are not special. That's what's up for debate today. Got tons of messages on Instagram with regards to this. So let's take a little deep dive on in the elves' pros and cons. So there is nothing special about humans. Pros. From a biological perspective, humans are a part of the continuum of life. Genetically, we share a large proportion of our DNA with even the most basic organisms. This genetic similarity underscores that humans are not entirely unique in the web of life. Let's continue. Many behaviors once thought to be uniquely human, such as tool use, problem solving, and even certain elements of culture, have been observed in other animals. And this is true. Tool use in the among primates, and culture among primates. Yeah. I mean, we are not as unique as we like to think. Okay, from an evolutionary perspective, humans are a product of evolution, just like any other species. We are not the culmination or the end goal of evolution. We are merely one branch in a vast tree of life. And arguing that humans are not special can foster a greater appreciation and respect for other life forms, promoting more ethical treatment of animals and the environment. That's a pro argument. Let's take a little dive into the cons. So saying that humans are special. We are special little creatures. Okay, let's go. Humans have developed advanced cognitive abilities that allow for introspection, abstract thinking, and imagination. Our capacity for self-awareness, planning the future, and understanding complex, abstract concepts appears unparalleled in the animal kingdom. Next, while other animals exhibit cultural behaviors, the depth and breadth of human culture spanning art, music, literature, science, and philosophy is unique. Moreover, humans have created complex societal structures, laws, civilizations. Okay, fair point. Next, human language is highly intricate and nuanced, allowing not just for communication, but the expression of abstract ideas, emotions, and complex narratives. And finally, humans have an unparalleled ability to manipulate their environment through technology. From harnessing fire to space travel, our technological advancements are a testament to our unique capabilities. All right, there you go. Those are the pros and cons for today's unpopular opinion. Human beings are not special. Let's take a quick look at the chat, see what people are saying. Every human has some kind of gift or quality that makes them special. Besides, every person is special for someone else. That's from Vero saying, the romantic Vero has finally risen. There she is, in all her glory. So there you go. Vero saying that, yeah, every individual is special. Every individual human is special or has a special quality. I could say the same about my dogs, though, to be honest. I have two dogs. They're both special to me in their own unique way. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Min, just in other animals, which means we've seen tool use in about 0.1 of 50 of the known universe. Not very special. Mr. Cruzando, we are unique. We are the only animal that is able to destroy the planet in which we live. Well done. We are unique, but does that make us special? Okay. That's a valid argument, by the way. Just because we're unique, like a snowflake, every snowflake is unique. But does that make a snowflake special? Probably not, right? Okay, so let's continue. Eugene, humans are not special, but very dangerous, even for their own planet. True story, guys.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Yeah, true. You know, we're a planet virus. And pretty soon we're going to be going to other planets and infecting them too. Min continues here, joining us from the Netherlands. He says, I think it's important to realize that we are animals and that a lot of our behaviors and urges come from them. At the same time, it's important to realize how much of a change the small differences make. True story. Okay, so let's get into some comments I received on Instagram. I think I'll start with Pedro, who wrote a lot. So we'll get through this one. Here we go. I find all this talk about the existence of intelligent life on other planets an exercise of narcissism. I'm convinced there is life out there if the conditions for life are replicated in a different environment. As there have been billions of forms of life on Earth adapted to almost any possible environment. But if we consider that all the events that led to the development of our species, it's extremely difficult that nature would replicate the same mechanisms that created us. And most importantly, our superior cognitive skills didn't represent a significant competitive advantage for tens of thousands of years. Last but not least, in addition to having similar species out there in terms of cognitive development, they would have to replicate the same random events that led to civilization. And civilization is not necessarily an evolution in how our species interact with each other. Actually, the phenomena of civilization didn't happen in human communities and organizations spontaneously. It mostly spread across the globe and became inevitable. Wow, he's starting to sound like Thanos, right? That said, we are not the peak of evolution. There are other species equally or better adapted than us that have been around for longer and probably will outlive us. True story. So there you go. Wow, a lot there. Mia wrote, she says, humans have pushed the boundaries of what's possible. Just look at what we've achieved technologically. We are creating things even nature hasn't. That's pretty special, isn't it? Have we? What have we created that nature hasn't? Other than, temporary things. And everything's temporary. Eventually the pyramids will crumble. Eventually Stonehenge will fall down and get covered with grass. In fact, the pyramids, ironically, will outlast most modern structures. Yeah, you know what I mean? But everything is temporary that we've made, Whereas nature, at least for the last 100,000, 200,000 years, has been on a roll, man. It's not going anywhere. Let's continue. Rossa, I believe every creature has its beauty, but there's an undeniable spark in humans. Our capacity for self-awareness and seeking purpose sets us apart. It's a spiritual journey, my friend. Okay, Rossa. You had me until you got into spiritualism. And then finally, Nessa wrote, I think they are special, humans are as special as any other being. And Leo finally says, while I respect the complexity of human culture and thought, when you look at the big picture, we're just another part of this vast ecosystem. Trees communicate, animals have societies, we're unique, but so is every other piece of this grand puzzle. Wow.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Leo, killing it there. All right, so there you go. That's up for debate today. In a couple of minutes, I will post a poll, and you will tell me: are human beings special? Are they not special? Guys, there you go. Let's see. Husky Canvas says, "What do you think about global boiling?" I mean, what do I think about it? I'm not a fan. Number one, I'm bald, which means sunstroke is only ever a sunny day away. Not a fan. With what you mean by what do you think about it is where do I attribute the cause? I would say a certain amount of it is cyclical, like the natural rhythms of the planet. But for the most part, humans have caused it. I find it weird how we can say, no, humans have not had, or how some people can say, humans have not had an impact on global warming. And then you say, well, microplastics in the ocean and in creatures' bodies that we consume, Oh, well, yeah, we did that. So we did the one dangerous thing, but not the other. Come on, guys, come on. Min, I guess the statement is a bit vague. What's meant with special? Okay, well, for me, because all these are open for interpretation, I think we are the weirdest, most narcissistic creatures on planet Earth. If dolphins tomorrow evolved to be able to speak and stated that the universe was created for them and for their benefit, you would think, wow, these creatures are dumb. Yet we see vast amounts of humans holding that belief.
God created this for us.
We're a species that have drawn imaginary lines all over the dirt like it belongs to us and say, no, this is my territory and that is yours. So many of our behaviors are adopted from animals, and as Min said, the desire to reproduce is a fundamental law of nature, right? There's nothing special about us. In fact, we're not even the best suited animal on our own planet to survive our own planet. That would go to cockroaches or sharks, probably, who have been around hundreds and thousands and millions more years than us. We're not that special. The only thing that makes us special is that we believe we are. And I believe that is just narcissism on a global level. Woo! There you go, guys. Okay, so that's a thought of mine. I will leave you to vote. Are humans special? I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. Friends, so many things you could have been doing this morning. Instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. I'll see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show.
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are joining us at 9 a.m. Central European Time, at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the one and only ProBoh Show. If you're listening to this on the radio, you're a day late. You could have actually listened to this way earlier, 24 hours earlier, if you joined us live, or if you're downloading the podcast, available in all good podcast directories, my friends. Okay, let's move into the second half of the show. If you just tuned in, what did you miss? We spoke about Facebook taking down Russian and Chinese, how would you say this, influence networks, where they create fake accounts and fake websites to influence public opinion regarding certain issues. Great. It's actually, wow, wonderful to be able to say Facebook is actually doing something positive for society. All we need to do next is for Facebook to concentrate on taking down fake information in our own countries. That would be nice. Can we have less propaganda all around, please? Then we looked at the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, who basically told his staff, come back to work or you're going to get fired. And how every newspaper is reporting on these CEOs insisting that their employees come back to the office like 2 years or 3 years, 4 years after the pandemic. Just can you come back, please? And how a lot of news outlets are painting them as monsters, but I kind of see quite a lot of sense to it. I mean, the amount of people that actually do work from home, I mean, okay, fine. But there is a vast number of people that don't. Way more people are not working from home than are. I think those of us who do work from home occasionally are we have a little bit of cognitive bias there, because we and the people, our colleagues, do it. We just think it's normal. It's not normal. It's way more normal to be going to work rather than just turning on a computer in your pajamas. But hey, that's just my opinion, guys. And as Grandpa Bo used to say, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink, including mine. All right. And then finally, we spoke about Marvel's visual effects, efectos especiales, or efectos visuales. Marvel's VFX staff, they're seeking to unionize after tons of reports coming out about the poor working conditions they suffer, which is quite in contrast to actors and writers and their worries about AI and the dissemination of AI in their industry. You know, VFX people are just saying, look, pay us decent wages, don't overwork us, which to me just seems like really valid. I don't know. And then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which in some ways was quite vague and open to interpretation. Human beings are not special. Well, I released the vote in the chat, and we'll get to that in a second. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Husky Canvas joining us, a first-time audience member, says, exactly. No, it wasn't us that decided that. The government decided to divide us by countries. We were just born into this system. But as with every single system, Husky Canvas asked earlier about, I made the statement earlier about how we're an arrogant species. We're a species with narcissism. You know, we think we draw imaginary lines in the dirt and claim territories as our own. You know, animals don't have countries. You know, we believe, or a massive swath of the community believes, that the universe was created just for them by a deity. If a monkey, they're teaching apes how to do sign language. If an ape in sign language said, "This universe was created for me," you'd laugh at it. Yeah, a human says it and you respect it because it's their opinion. Come on. So Husky Canvas says that it wasn't us that decided to draw lines in the dirt. It was our government. But as with every system, it requires the vast majority of the populace to agree for that system to be in place. And that just doesn't just go for borders. It goes for things like money, which only has intrinsic value because we as a community have decided that it does. You know? Because other than that, money is a fabricated thing. We've decided that these shiny pieces of metal or these pieces of paper have value. You know? Anyway, let's continue. Back on the subject of human beings are not special. Min says, even from an animal view, we are special though. Our cooperation and intelligence is an obvious one, as well as tool usage. Is that any different from do we cooperate more than bees? More than ants? You know what I mean? If you want to talk about cooperation in the animal kingdom, there are thousands of examples. Anyway, let's continue. Tool usage. Okay, all right. We've developed pretty advanced tools, but we're not the only creature on the planet that uses tools. Anyway, let's continue. But we also walk upright, which is an extremely rare and unique. Only some bigger birds consistently walk on two legs, but more importantly, we're very hairless. For a land animal, it's rare not to be covered in hair, feathers, or scales. Even the animals that aren't still covered in thick, leathery... what's this? Even animals that are still covered in thick, leathery skin, like rhinos and hippos, he means here. Yet we look like we just lost all of our hair. That doesn't make us special. That's not a point in our favor of being special, in my mind. What that is a flaw in our design. Look, you take a human whose conditions for life is designed to be, just above or just below the equator, perfect temperature, mwah. And you take a naked human, you put them in the Antarctic, or you put them in the Sahara Desert. 9 times out of 10, that human's going to die. We are poorly evolved to live on our own planet. Yet we've decided that we are just the best. Why? Because we made an iPhone. Come on. Really? Sorry, I'm being quite glib now. But yeah, great point, Min. Great point.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Vero says the only species that will survive the destruction of the world is the cockroaches. Cockroaches are going to survive humans, man. If any of our cockroach overlords are listening, you've got a friend in the ProBoh Show. But humans probably look like permanently sick monkeys to wild animals. Yeah, probably. Husky Canvas says, it will be our fault the world is destroyed, so how could we be special in any good way? I think of it like some humans are like parasites and other people are necessary. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of truth to that too. Friendly reminder that just because something is normal doesn't mean it's the best or only way. That's from Min. Yeah, well done. How you doing, Bridge, joining us? How you doing from the north of Spain? Urs says, Human beings are special because instead of doing lots of things, we decided to spend time with you. You guys in the audience, you guys who are downloading the podcast, you guys who are listening on the radio, you guys are special. The rest of them, not so much. Let's see. Greetings from Mexico. How are you doing, Skater? Joining us from Mexico. Welcome. All right. Should we get to the results of this poll? As I said, on Instagram, when we launched the poll yesterday, 62% true. Agreeing with the statement that humans are not special. But you guys are the real decision makers. Let's see what you guys said. You guys said, in response, human beings are not special. 63% true. It's kind of rarefied air that the live audience would agree with Instagram so closely. Interesting. So there you go. Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I've been quite glib about how humans aren't special. But there is a lot that is special that has led us in our evolutionary path to becoming something that is somewhat of a rarity, at least on this planet. I'm not going to get into the whole alien debate, but we are a unique species. Anyway, let's go back to the chat and see what people are saying. Min, actually, our hairlessness is tied to the way we sweat, and the way we sweat is a big part of us being apex predators, allowing us to lose internal heat, the most efficient of any animal. Part of the reason why no animal comes close in stamina. Humans easily last. Yeah, dude, I would outlast or last all animals, is what Min says. Says that it helps us cool off not having hair. I get into a race. If it's you versus a cheetah or a leopard, I'm going to bet on the leopard in terms of stamina and in terms of apex predator status. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I get your point. I'm not kind of... it's hard, this one for me, because yeah, I am a humanist and I do believe in us as a species, that our ability to make good decisions on an individual basis. But human beings, I feel like most of our problems come from the dissonance in between us recognizing our status as just animals that live and evolved on this planet and not being something special, Quite often, a lot of our arrogance as a species comes from that. That belief that the universe and all that, everything you see is yours, Simba. That kind of inheriting this planet rather than being a part of it is a really big issue for me, and I think it's been a really big issue for us as a species on a whole. Are we special? I think it's healthy to think that we aren't. However, it is impossible to argue the fact that we as a species, we as an evolved monkey, are capable of some of the most beautiful and insightful observations and creative endeavors that the planet has ever seen. We're at once the most beautiful and terrifying species that have been created. Is that unique in the universe? Who knows? I'm an alien skeptic. I do believe there's probably a life out there. I don't think it's jumping in a spaceship and coming to visit us, though. So are humans special? I think it's healthy to believe that we're not, but healthy also to appreciate that there are things about us that do certainly set us apart from every other animal on the planet. And on that note, friends, we're going to go to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God, friends, it was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys, and on that walk, I encountered 100 humans, and I asked them all a question. Today's question was, name something a rock star might do to make themselves look more rebellious. Nombra algo que podría hacer una estrella de rock para parecer más rebelde? Woo! I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I am in possession of the top 7 answers right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. Name something that a rock star would do to make themselves look more rebellious. Cheetahs can run for 5 minutes before needing a half-hour break. Humans can move forwards all day. Nothing can escape us, and we hunt you into exhaustion. Min is insistent, man. All right, Min, humans are special. Did you get bad news, Bridge? Oh, Bridge, I hope you're good. Rob, I think humans are more than make up for their physical wants by their superior intellect. There's a lot of truth to that. Okay, so let's get into this. Something that makes a rock star look more rebellious. All right. Okay, let's see. Friday Con is here, joining us from South Africa. He says, not wearing a shirt. Okay, they just go bare-chested. He's not wearing a shirt there. No, it's not. Great answer, though. Great answer. Pedro says, peel their, or do you mean pluck their eyebrows or shave their eyebrows? He says peel their eyebrows. I think he means like maybe wax their eyebrows. Is waxing your eyebrows there? No, it's not. Destroy a guitar on stage. Wow, that is a good answer. Come on. Destroy a guitar on stage. Is that there? No, it's not. Okay. I can't read half of the comments that Min is writing, but they are good. Eugene says, get tattoos on his face. Or their face. To get tattoos on their face. Let's broaden that out a bit and let's say tattoos. Is tattoos there? Yes, it is. Well done. Well done. And with 26 of 100 humans, Eugene, it's the number 1 answer. Very good. Yeah, tattoos is there. Although nowadays, aren't you more rebellious if you don't have a tattoo? I just feel like everyone and their mother has a tattoo nowadays. I express my individuality by not having a tattoo. Okay, so tattoos is there. Well done. Next, piercing. Says Pedro, piercing. Yeah, go on. I'll give you that. To get their body pierced is there. It's the number 2 answer. Well done, Pedro from Instagram, managing to join us in the end. How you doing? Min says to drink and smoke. To drink and smoke. Is it there? No, it's not. If it were, I would be a rock star, and I am most certainly not. Do a metric ton of drugs. To do drugs. It's not there. Burning their piano on stage, says Vero. Not there. These are much more aesthetic things. Just so you have an idea. Much more aesthetic things. Okay, let's see. Split your tongue so it looks like a snake. That would make it kind of hard to sing. Is it there? No, it's not. I'm very rebellious and I don't have any tattoos, says Eugene. Me too. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you some clues, I think. So far you've got tattoos and piercings. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oof, yeah, okay. So these are mostly related to the head. I think it's fair to say. So, maybe they'd want to look like me. What would they do if they wanted to look like me? Here we go. I'm painting myself out here to look like a rock and roll star. I don't. I look more like an emoji. But if they wanted to look like me, what would they do to look more rebellious? Okay. Min says to shave their head. To shave their head, says Pedro as well. Is shaving your head there? Yes, it is. Well done. 4 of 100. No, sorry, I'm lying. 7 of 100 humans said that. It's in 4th place. Well done. Okay, to dye their hair, says Con. Dye their hair. Is dyeing your hair there? Would that make you look rebellious? It's there. Well done, Con. It's the third most popular answer, with 16 of 100 humans saying to dye their hair. I still think of very long hair on the old rock stars, says Min. Is long hair there? To grow their hair long. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done, Min. It's in 6th place with 6 of 100 humans saying they'd grow their hair long. 2 answers missing. Okay, Con says to get a face tattoo. A face tattoo was there. Think less permanent. Think the Venn diagram between the band Kiss and kids' birthday parties. Where do those two circles intersect? The band Kiss and kids' birthday parties. What is common between both? Less permanent than getting a face tattoo. Come on, I could not make this any easier. You guys know the rock band Kiss, right? Con says to wear makeup, or let's say to paint their face. Is painting their face there? Yes, it is. Well done. I'm reading some of the answers. They're making me laugh. Okay, so painting their face is there. It's in 5th place. Well done, well done. Okay, final one. To smoke and drink on stage. No, not there. Neither is wearing leather pants. Leather pants, man. Why would anyone want to wear leather pants? It just seems to me like the most uncomfortable thing to put on your legs. Have you ever sat with shorts on a leather sofa when it's hot outside and you peel the top layer of skin off when you try and stand up? Imagine that just being your life. Mr. Cruzando says to remove their ribs. No, come on, guys. Fornication with moms, says Min. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. Let me give you another clue. Probably the least rebellious thing you can do again nowadays. And again, it might be something that they would do if they wanted to look more like me. You've identified shave head. I don't think wear glasses is particularly rebellious. But something else that is on my face. Come on, guys. What might you do if you wanted to look more rebellious? If you didn't want to look like a CEO or a corporate suit wearer, you might grow something. Oof. Okay, Pedro has an answer here. Leather pants must be great in this Madrid weather. Oh my God, that would be awful. Pedro says, grow a beard. Or to grow facial hair. Is facial hair there? Yes, it is. All right, well done, guys. Okay, so we asked 100 humans to name something a rock star or a male rock star would say or would do to make themselves look more rebellious. In position number 7, we had facial hair, to grow facial hair. In position number 6, we had to grow long hair. To have long hair, make you look like a rebel. In position number 5, we had to paint one's face. Like, I guess like the band Kiss. In position number 4, we had to shave their head. In position number 3. Oh, hey, calm down, elves. In position number 3. Thank you. We had to dye their hair. 16 of 100 humans said that one. In position number 2, to get their body pierced. Whether that be ears, nipples, whatever you see a fancy. To get your body pierced. And finally, in position number 1, with 26 of the 100 humans saying this one, well done to Eugene, it was tattoos. Well done. Have a nose, grow eyebrow, whatever, guys. Whatever. Let's go to today's Complete the News.
Complete the news.
Okay, guys, here we go. We're in Complete the News. I'm going to give you a news headline, un titular, but I'm going to leave out some important information. Your job in the next few minutes is to identify that missing piece of information. Here we go. More than half of US blank expressed concern about vaccines, according to a study. More than half of US blank expressed concerns about vaccines, according to a study. Is it A, parents? Is it B, dog owners? Or is it C, politicians? According to a study, more than half of US blank expressed concerns about vaccines. But more than half of United States what? Is it A, parents, B, dog owners, or C, politicians? Según un nuevo estudio, más de la mitad de los ciudadanos, I don't know, de Estados Unidos, o más de la mitad de estadounidenses, blank expresaron su preocupación por las vacunas. Who is it that is expressing concern about vaccines? Is it A, parents, B, dog owners, or C, politicians? Let's see. Okay. Wow. A lot of you voting today. 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it seems to me that A is in the lead. Parents. Let's see. Okay, here we go. More than half of US. The answer is B, dog owners. Congratulations to Pedro and the Bridge. Only one's getting that one. Yeah, it's true. This is a Bloomberg article that reports that vaccine skepticism is extending to pet care, particularly concerning the rabies vaccine for dogs. According to a new study published by the journal Vaccine, more than half of US dog owners have expressed concerns about vaccinating their pets. Oh my God, guys. We are living in the darkest timeline, but we're having a good time here. Okay, my friends, that's all we've got time for today. So many things you could have been doing today, you special humans. Instead of doing those things, you have taken the time to spend some time with me, and it means the absolute world. Thank you so much for being a part of the best part of my day, and I will see you tomorrow.